quick weather update here in just a moment. It's been a great night so far. Hopefully that continues. Live on Twitter, Facebook, my page and the KATV Facebook page, and my YouTube page. I'll say it again, this has been a great night so far because we have seen an enormous lack of severe weather. And I hope that continues with the little bit of time we have left on these storms. All right, let's get a look at what's going on out here. So, as you can tell, still here, ready to go on if we must. The storms tonight have been far below the expectations of where we thought they would be. The environment tonight, thermodynamically, I'm talking about just the environment that was out there, as impressive as it gets, just with as warm and unstable as it was. And tonight, for whatever reason, it just didn't come together. And I am very thankful for that. Now, there are still a few severe storms out there, and there's still stuff for us to watch. But the tornado watch that you see that extends all the way back to Polk County, that's about to get canceled. It's about to get dropped for the Little Rock metro area, and the only areas to watch now are really getting into eastern Arkansas. And let's go look at the radar, and we'll kind of explain what's going on. Mid-level warmth completely shut down storms in South Arkansas, so South Arkansas,
and a tornado watch effective until 3 a.m. for the counties
all
of
clear.
Arkansas,
Free to go to bed.
Clay,
The storms
Craighead,
that moved into North Arkansas,
Cross, Faulkner,
this
Garland,
cluster right here
Grant,
almost
Greene,
immediately became
Hot
outflow
Spring,
dominant, so
Independence,
cool air
Jackson,
was
Jefferson,
rushing out in
Lawrence,
advance of those
Lee,
storms,
Lenoke,
and
Mississippi,
then
Monroe,
because of that, storms
Montgomery,
weren't able to
Perry,
take advantage
Phillips,
of the
Pike,
very warm,
Poinsett,
humid,
Polk,
and unstable
Prairie,
environments.
Pulaski,
And then we
Saline,
have
St.
really
Francis,
the
Wyden,
storms in eastern Arkansas have
Woodruff,
been the
and
most
Arkansas.
impressive storms. We've been watching
Download
storms
the
over
free
East Arkansas now near
KATV
Brinkley and
Weather
Forest City.
app.
That one is very impressive, and these are the severe storms that are out in the eastern part of the state, no doubt producing some very high winds as you get into really between Wynne and Forest City. But the storm that was severe warned back towards Conway had a severe thunderstorm warning on it. Watch what happened as it moved further into Faulkner County. Completely evaporated. It's great news, and we will owe that to some of the mid-level warmth that we have, or dry air rather, in the atmosphere tonight. And so that is that's a great sign. So the storms that are over Cleburne County, White County, Faulkner County, non-severe, not going to be severe. We had a few rumbles of thunder in the metro area from this little storm that tracked just over downtown and moved towards the northeast, but it's a small little storm, and it is not severe. Again, the most impressive storm of the night has been this one. Over the last 20 to 40 minutes, it's looked pretty impressive, and really, it's looked really good since 2 hours ago when it developed. But it is right now just about to exit, well, it has exited Woodruff County, and now it's headed towards the Forest City area. It has at times displayed a little bit of weak rotation, but right now there's no rotation to speak of in any of these storms in western Arkansas. That's great news. What we do have is high winds out there between Forest City and Wynne, and these are pushing east just north of I-40 towards Earl. That's going into western Arkansas. So severe thunderstorm warnings are posted from Wynne all the way into the Memphis area and towards the north of Memphis. Includes Marion and I-55 there in eastern Arkansas. You can actually see it, the outflow boundary in front that I'm talking about that's kind of limited the severe threat of the north end of this line. You see it right there. That line that's pushing south is the reason there's absolutely no tornado risk with anything behind that line. Warm, humid air cannot get pulled back behind that line. Now, the stuff out in front of it, the stuff that I'm talking about right here, in theory, could still have a tornado threat with this stuff. It just does not look like it's imminent right now. It looks like some just strong winds is getting pushed out of that. And there's also some hail. This is north of I-40, north of Wheatley, North Palestine, Forest City, and that's quarter to ping pong ball size hail that is falling there. So there's your storms, and they are continuing to move east. This severe weather event, what it has been, is just about over, completely over. And I think it's fantastic news after last night. We needed a win. Tiffany Long asking, we're done in Little Rock? Yes, Pulaski County is done. Really, most of us are done with severe weather tonight. The only severe storms are in eastern Arkansas. We do not expect any redevelopment back towards the west. This thing is just about over. If you live, and I can just draw it on the radar here, but if you live west of this line, I'm sorry, let me redo that. West of this line, or basically west of I-30 and west of 67, the severe weather threat is over. And across southeast Arkansas, I don't really expect that any storms are going to redevelop. So the only area of the state that is watching for severe storms right now is in far eastern Arkansas. Jonesboro, Wynne, Forest City, over to Memphis and to Mississippi and Crittenden counties. Those are the only areas that we're watching. So this has been a good night. The severe weather threat definitely did not live up to its billing. I think tonight's environment is as impressive as it gets just for thunderstorms. I'm very surprised that thunderstorms didn't develop and produce hail and wind, much less tornadoes. But, hey, it's good news. I'm very happy to see it. Our neighboring states were not so lucky. We've had huge tornadoes in Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri today, even a tornado report just across the Arkansas border in Texas, northeast Texas today. So I'm going to be here for a little while longer. Of course, we always tell you, and this was made to be true last night, you should always have your severe weather alerts on your phone just in case a thunderstorm goes rogue and decides to wake you up or decides to produce a tornado in the middle of the night like we saw last night. But for the most part, this event is winding down far below the ceiling that it could have hit. And again, that's good news. We never want to scare anyone with a forecast for severe weather, and I know some people get irritated when the forecast for severe weather doesn't reach its ceiling, but I'm pretty happy about it for sure. The storms pretty much behaved themselves tonight, and really an environment where I thought we would see a lot of wind and hail. I did think we'd see a few tornadoes as well, but we didn't see the tornadoes, and we really didn't even see very much wind or hail. I saw a lot of reports of small hail. Really haven't seen much in the way of reports of high winds either. Arkansas power outages are at 5,000 right now, but a lot of these are in Clay County, Mississippi County, Sharp County up in North Arkansas, where storms were a little bit stronger earlier. Of course, Garland County now under 1,000 power outages from last night, and Pulaski County is as well. Monroe County still at 229 power outages. Some of those are from last night with the storms that moved through. But it's going to end up being that the worst severe weather we had was actually last night and not tonight, or at least for most of us. These storms that are moving into Forest City certainly packing a punch with wind and hail. And as you look back towards Carlisle, there's a little storm that's developed, but again, storms have struggled from the jump all night. As soon as they got into Arkansas, storms started struggling. Now, there's still thunderstorms that have a lot of rain, wind, lightning. They're loud. But I'm talking about the severe weather risk. These storms have just struggled to produce the significant severe weather that we thought they'd produce. 70-mile-per-hour winds. I figured some storms out here would produce hail that maybe would reach baseball size. That didn't happen. And no tornadoes tonight either. It was a fantastic night, especially after what some of you went through last night in Garland County and all the wind that we dealt with last night in Pulaski and Lone Oak counties. With that, remember, if you've got thunderstorms right now and you're headed to bed, just make sure you've got your alerts on in case a rogue tornado warning were to happen in eastern Arkansas. I do think that the Weather Service very soon is going to work on canceling counties from the tornado watch. I would say everywhere in this green area out here, Polk County, Montgomery County, Pike County, Pulaski County, Lone Oak County, White County, Cleburne County, Independence County are all going to be dropped from the tornado watch here very soon. I'd be very surprised if that doesn't happen in the next 30 minutes. And then we'll see the tornado watch continue for the eastern Arkansas counties as these storms continue to race off towards the east. Of course, those are severe thunderstorm warnings out into the Memphis area, northeast Arkansas, south of Jonesboro. Those are the severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect right now. That's where high winds and hail is possible. But so far, those have been the most impressive looking storms all night. And the storms that are out there further towards the west, I can give you a 3-hour loop here. And we can kind of look overall at what has happened over the last 4 hours. The storms just never really got it together. You see there down in on the Red River, this storm that came into Texarkana fizzled as it moved into the state. The supercell that was near Fort Smith, well, it kind of fizzled as it moved east. And the line of storms that was up into North Arkansas was outflow dominant, had cool outflow with it, so it could never take advantage of the warm, humid air mass. And for those of you that, and I know if you're like me, and you own a car or you own a house, you own property, you are very happy that we didn't see any severe weather tonight because severe weather that this kind of setup can usually produce is usually pretty significant to cars and homes like that. So we're watching the last few storms get into eastern Arkansas. I'd say everybody west of that line of storms is all clear. And down into South Arkansas, even, you're all clear as well. The little zone that we're just watching now is just really with the storms in White County and further towards the east, but really the storms in White County have struggled to be severe all night long. So the rest of you can rest easy, head off to bed. Looks like we're going to escape the worst of this. What I do want to do, though, is I want to pull up the severe weather reports from today, and I'm going to throw these on here real quick. I mean, this is, and that is from... Part of that is from last night. I'll shorten this down to the last 12 hours. Here's all the severe weather reports from today. And talk about dodging a bullet. Numerous. And there were some reports of large hail and high winds across north and northwest Arkansas, but I still feel like the storms up there did not reach their full potential to what they could have been. But look at all the tornado, wind, and hail reports today across eastern Missouri, southern Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee. Tennessee had numerous tornadoes today, and then they had a couple of big tornadoes go through North Alabama, Huntsville, and Northeast Alabama, now getting into Northwest Georgia today. So there's a big gap in severe weather reports right over Arkansas, and I'm pretty happy to see that.
And St. Francis in
so
Arkansas.
The event winding down now.
Thunderstorm warning
and
until 1 a.m. for the counties
hopefully,
of Craighead,
hopefully in any case, whenever there's a chance for thunderstorms, hopefully you have alerts set up for tornado warnings or something like that can wake you up. But hopefully everybody can rest easy
for the counties of Arkansas.
One last check
Clark,
of the
Clay,
radar
Cleveland,
back
Craighead,
into our neck of the woods. Looks like we're done with rain
Faulkner,
here in the Little Rock
Garland,
area. You know, we said
Grant,
scattered severe
Greene,
storms. Not
Hot
everybody
Spring,
gets a storm, and that
Independence,
never
Jackson,
truer than tonight.
Jefferson,
Some places got heavy
Lawrence,
rain, other places
Lee,
did not. The
Lonoke,
storm near Forest City,
Mississippi,
not
Monroe,
moving very quickly,
Montgomery,
but also not
Perry,
rotating. It
Phillips,
is severe,
Pike,
producing
Poinsett,
torrential
Polk,
rain,
Prairie,
lots of wind.
Pulaski, Saline,
But it is
St.
not
Francis,
rotating, and that's a good
White,
sign, as that storm will
and Woodruff in
slowly move off
Arkansas.
towards the east. There's still a cluster of
Download the
storms
free
moving through White
KATV
County.
Weather app.
It's northern White County and into Jackson County. This is behind what you call an outflow boundary, so there's no chance for it to produce a tornado or anything like that. And you know, a lot of you are asking about what about my town? What about my town? You know, the area of the state that we are focused on
Center,
is
the
just
National
northeast
Weather
Arkansas,
Service has
right
issued
here.
a
That's where all the severe
thunderstorm
weather is.
warning
And we do not
effective
expect
until
that
1:15 a.m.
other
for the
storms are going to
counties of
develop.
Crittenden,
We do have that
Cross,
one
Little
storm.
River,
Look at
Miller,
Texarkana, under a
Mississippi,
severe
and
thunderstorm
St.
warning,
Francis
right along
in
the boundary.
Arkansas. A severe
We'll watch that one
thunderstorm
as it moves
warning
northeast,
effective
and we'll
until
see
1
it
a.m.
can
for the
hold together.
counties of Craighead,
But
Crittenden,
most of
Cross,
our storms are
Mississippi,
winding down
Poinsett,
now.
and St. Francis in Arkansas,
But
and a
that's
tornado
probably
watch
hail
effective
that's
until
falling
3
down there
a.m. for
west
the
of
counties of
Texarkana, just like
Arkansas,
hail is falling
Clark,
north
Clay,
of I-40,
Cleburne, Craighead,
north of
Crittenden,
Wheatley and west of
Cross,
Forest City.
Faulkner,
So there is some
Garland,
severe weather
Grant,
occurring in the state
Greene,
tonight, but it
Hot
has not
Spring,
been as widespread
Independence, Jackson,
as it is
Jefferson,
in their
Lawrence,
far southwest
Lee,
Arkansas. There's some
Lonoke,
hail getting ready to move
Mississippi,
into Texarkana.
Monroe,
So
Montgomery,
I'm going to be
Perry,
here a bit
Phillips,
longer,
Pike,
just watching
Poinsett,
these storms
Polk,
as they move
Prairie,
out of the state.
Pulaski, Saline,
Been a good night so far.
St.
I know we're going to
Francis,
get some
White, and Woodruff
some
in
more severe
Arkansas.
weather reports out of eastern
Download
Arkansas.
the free KATV
Hopefully,
Weather app.
Hopefully it affects very few people. But these, I'm sure these are loud storms that are in eastern Arkansas, but a lot of them. And then we have to restore the connection. Sometimes it becomes a pain there. Okay, we're back. All right, looks like we're back. Sometimes we lose internet connection just randomly in the middle of these streams. Maybe a hard line would be better to fix that. But I'll give you one last look at the radar. We've got plenty of storms out there east of Little Rock, northeast of Little Rock, but a lot of these have no chance to produce a tornado. The favorable environment is off towards the northeast. And a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings that you see out here in East Arkansas, that's Crittenden Cross, St. Francis County, and then up towards the Jonesboro area, all these counties are dealing with high winds and hail and not a tornado threat. And certainly, you know, all severe weather is bad, but nobody wants to deal with a tornado. So, like I was saying, I'm going to be here a little bit longer, keep an eye on things. I still see so many of you asking, what about my town? What about my town? I could be, if I answered every question about what about my town, I would be here all night long. And so I apologize, I can't just answer every question, but the area of the state is just northeast Arkansas that we are now watching. We are getting to the point where we are all clear in the rest of the state. I'm still going to sit here and keep an eye on the stuff that's in White County, Woodruff County, and points to the east. But all the severe weather right now in northeast Arkansas, and most of this is staying off towards the northeast, and really struggled to get going tonight. So everybody have a great night. And hopefully, let's see, what day is it? Wednesday? Have a great Thursday. Have a great Friday. I think I'm going to be getting out of here in about 2 hours. We'll be back here tomorrow, Channel 7 News at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. I'll be with you this weekend as well. So just a little bit longer to go of this severe weather event, and we can get some quiet weather. You guys have a great night. And if something rogue happens, I'm still going to be here, but I feel good about our chances of getting out of this without